Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. So we went to Dad's shop, and I learned all sorts of stuff from that memory stone. And then I talked with Mom and kind of confirmed some of those things and found out I'm a road baby. Who knew? So fun. And then we made our way to Nancy. Super cool. I can call her Nancy now. And then we made our way into Shadeholm, and I got some glider friends to help take me down, and that was really fun. And then Hirstag turned into this giant rock monster, and we all were just taking him out pretty fast. And then all of a sudden, this giant portal comes open, and there's this big monster. So, I don't know what we're gonna do.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach. Fa la la la, 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 fa la la la.
Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
Ho, 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 bitches!
Motherfucker!
Merry Christmas!
Happy
Actually,
holidays.
It's the day after Christmas. You guys are probably playing with your little toys around the
Your
tree.
new video game that you got.
Ron.
You're probably not even listening today, but we're here.
We're here.
We're
Happy
always
Hanukkah.
here.
Yeah.
Except Elijah, he's not here.
Yeah. Elijah is not here today, but we wish him well and hope to see him back soon.
We remember him fondly.
We are the D20 Syndicate podcast, an actual play 5e Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I am the host and DM, Seth, and around the table, we have our players.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I'm Tomas, and I play Santa Claus.
I'm Lindsey, and I play the elf. Just kidding. I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel. Get it together, you guys.
I didn't know we were doing a bit.
And each week, we record for your listening pleasure. This is not only the holiday episode, but guys, it's much more important than that, because this is episode 69. It's the freaking sex number.
guys, it sucks.
We finally made it.
We did it. Now we can
Now
stop.
we can stop.
Yeah.
This is what we were working towards.
This is
Yes.
it. This is our life's work.
It's
coming to fruition.
I was hoping we would make it to 420.
Now we have
That's
to.
our next milestone. 69.
420.
See you in like 5 years. Probably way more than that.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
this will be
episodes.
next year. No,
We're going to do an episode today, starting in 2020.
we're gonna hate our lives.
I lost my job.
I lost my job.
But I
But
got
can you
this
imagine
sick
how funny
beard.
it's going to be when we get to episode 420?
It's like it was all worth it being homeless.
We're like crying.
I had to sell my bone marrow for crack, and then that crack for food.
We're all like 60. Blaze it.
Please, set us on fire. Put us out of our misery.
I need it for my glaucoma.
Cordially invite you to blaze it.
Old people. They're funny, and we should laugh at them. I'm kidding.
Tomas.
You're right. We shouldn't laugh at them. We should kill them.
My grandson Tomas pushed me down the stairs.
They used to have dignity. You know, like we'd give them a spear and like go out in the
Go fight
forest.
a bear or something.
Yeah.
Here, step onto this piece of floating ice, and we're gonna push you out into the
And they're
sunset.
like, wee! Not knowing the severity.
Yeah, and it's like, well, now you play the balancing game while that melts. And by the way, an orca will probably eat you.
By the way, I'm the new village chief. Peace out.
Peace out, blaze it.
Blaze it.
Normally there's like a chain on the iceberg, like they have kids going and they push it out and then they pull it back in. And he looks back and he sees them like sawing the chain. He's like, no.
My discounts.
Please
That's
don't
right.
do that in real
No
life.
longer 65-cent coffee at McDonald's. Too bad.
Back in
Is
my
that like
day.
a 65 for 65 deal or something?
I don't know. It's just way cheap for the senior discount. I think it's less than $1 still.
I can't wait to be old.
Complain. Get free stuff. Cheap stuff.
Iceberg stuff.
People try to do that before they get old, and it's like, look, Karen,
You're not allowed.
you got to wait your fucking turn.
Yeah, piss us off for long enough for us to grant you senior citizenship, and then we can talk.
Do they ID you? Like,
I don't think so. It'd be
maybe you just get a really good disguise.
like you're just like looking. So the winter solstice is what the Argarian equivalent is, and it's the gathering of the three. And basically, it's a time that they spend in like kind of communal areas. Everybody, it's a time where people get together and
Blaze it.
420 blaze it, and just kind of celebrate that winter is getting close to like
Winter's
it's
coming.
anything beyond that. It means that it's going to start warming up, and it's not a very like celebrated thing. But
So winter is leaving versus winter is coming.
Yeah. The most important thing in the last half of the year is the last night, which is the very last day of the calendar year before it becomes spring at the end of thaw, and that's more like not. It would be like a New Year's, but not sort of the same thing. But there isn't like a really big celebration. Just FYI.
Okay.
They might have some based on their deity.
Yeah, or you guys can decide if particular groups would take that more seriously than others.
Yeah. Tomar, do you have a Christmas equivalent?
No.
Well,
Chunchmas.
Warcrag does not. There wasn't a cool
Cragmas.
ice birthday thing.
There's a Cragmas? No
maybe
Cragmas?
there will be now. Now
Wari
that,
Cragmas.
now that the forge has been.
I'm the new Santa. I knew I was playing Santa.
Why Cragmas, Ron?
So in that vein, let's
Fuck shit up.
just and also since this is the last episode of the year, right, of our 1 year.
Well,
Or will
the
it be-
next one will be.
Could
I
say
see
our
what you mean.
favorite
I see what you mean.
moment.
Oh shit! Are we ending 2019 on 69?
I think so.
Wow.
Good.
Guys, this is
Oh, wow.
momentous. Also, well,
This is
I
the
don't know.
last one of the
So
year.
what I'll do is I'll ask.
Oh, so next episode we have to act like it's like 2020.
Yeah.
And shit.
We can talk about the world ending and stuff. Okay, so
Let me
the question
see
will be
that
then.
ball.
I'll ask it in character, but
In character.
or I'll ask it unpaused. But
I mean, you kind of are.
okay,
in
let
a
me just
character.
do it then. All right, so it's time for tonight's Around the Campfire question.
Do you ever announce it like that?
Every time.
Really?
It's hit or miss with you guys. But
Your hood is huge.
thank you.
That's what I say to all the girls.
Wow.
Big
I
hoods.
don't have one.
You know what they say about big hoods? Big heads. So tonight's Around the Campfire question is, looking back on this year, tell me just a couple of your favorite memories of what has happened since the podcast started. Since this is also our last episode of this year until 2020, maybe, briefly relay to the audience what some of your favorite memories and the rest of us. So let's start with Willem. You've had the shortest amount of time on the podcast.
I'd have to say my favorite was probably reuniting with all my friends and immediately running into battle to help Smoochie and kind of get the band back together. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Reunions are always, they get me all misty-eyed.
Yep, reunions are good. Pinwin.
Am I answering as Lindsey or Pinwin?
Santa.
Do whatever you want.
I mean this one
It's
can be
the end of the year. There are
I'll do
rules.
both. Okay.
The planes are made up and...
Lindsay's favorite moment is Pinwin in general, because he came about in
I'm
this
just
year.
really good.
No, I've really enjoyed playing Pinwin. He makes me really happy. And it's fun playing a positive character. It'll be weird not doing that after this at some point. But, yeah, so that was really cool. And then, yeah, but Pinwin, well, there were loads of awesome moments. I really enjoyed any time that we got to do, what did we call it?
Adventuring?
The interrogation. What did I refer to that as?
Good cop,
Good
bad
cop.
cop.
Oh,
Yeah.
anytime good cop, bad cop happened, it was so much fun. And any performance, really. And just like getting to make friends and hang out with them. And obviously the cool adventuring stuff. I'm like hitting all the things on my life to-do list. It is wild. So it's been a good year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gorbel, tell us about your favorite memories in this last year.
A lot of crazy shit has happened. A lot of good shit. I'd have to say that everybody reuniting was fantastic. Also, I got a little bit of closure with Lila. That was very empowering for me to murder an ex. So that was a good one for me.
You rarely get to in real life. So
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of a once in a lifetime thing, and I was really glad that I got to experience that. Also,
Don't make
another
it a twice in a lifetime thing.
another once in a lifetime thing. Meeting a pal like Hexel. You just don't find somebody that you just like connect with that quickly. So I hope he's doing great.
Nice. Tomar.
well, since I arrived back with the group, a lot has happened that has changed who I am. Getting more family and bringing home back to the dwarves was definitely, those were my big highlights. But then having my friends by my side through all that made it all the more worth it. Now, as Tomas, I think I'm really proud of how we've managed to keep at the podcast and like have something consistent for somebody to listen to every week. To have people we don't know willing to pay to listen to us be idiots and help getting people back in the game after years of not playing. That's just very gratifying that just us at a table playing a game can affect people that way. So it's been very cool.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that that's been, narrative-wise and playing-wise, there's been some really cool moments as a DM to see happen, which are like, that's like the best value I think you get is when somebody does something that you don't expect, but also they do something that you don't expect and it's fucking awesome, or it just takes you by such surprise that you're just like, holy shit, like now I gotta realign some stuff. But that's kind of where the fun is for me. And you know, different DMs have different ways they like to do things. Some are very by the book and some are kind of off the cuff, but that's where I get the most joy from putting things in motion, watching you guys figure it out and like figure out a way on how you're going to achieve a goal. And also doing like surprising things and just generally sitting back. And there's been plenty of times where I've sat back and just watched you guys role play for 10 to 15 minutes and I haven't said a fucking word. And that's what I get joy out of, because you're interacting with a world that I have spent so much time trying to like craft. So through this last year, that's been like more and more so, especially like you guys have been writing more lore and you guys have been like delving into like more just like deciding like very specific angles to go with your characters, which has been really cool to see. As far as outside, I agree with Tomas. Like, I think that is amazing to like just have people that we've never met, people in other countries, like listening to us and, you know, liking all of our stuff, and, you know, people with blue check marks, like following us, which is always like a very satisfying feeling. So yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for listening so far this year. This isn't the end of the episode, but just want to thank you guys for listening. Thanks for sticking around with us, and our numbers are continuing to climb, so that's always a good thing. So you guys are doing good stuff. And we actually hit a milestone this month where we had our best month ever, like right here at the end of the year. We absolutely just, and it's still going. So we had our absolute best month, and it's continuing to climb, and by a lot. So,
Yeah, so
thank you all.
guys.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
it's more than we thought would ever happen, really.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
it's really weird.
Yeah. So
It's kind of like you hope for that, but it's like realistically though, and then you start seeing it happen. You're like, oh.
Then it's like, oh, I should put pants on.
I still think it's just Tomas and Seth downloading.
I made so many iTunes.
on multiple devices.
flying to Scandinavia and downloading something on a laptop there.
Oh, but yeah.
Baby, I need my pants.
We're excited for next year.
Yep.
It's going to be baller.
Yeah, there's some new cool shit that I'm sure is going to happen. Some of it even I won't know about because somebody's going to surprise me with something. But yeah, so thank you all once again, and let's jump into this last episode of 2019 and set things up nicely for 2020. So this portal sparked open like the aperture of an eye, and this creature began climbing out. You could see flames and smoke billowing out of the portal behind it, and it let out this ferocious and Hirstag transformed as the rock monster turned to it and screamed back, and in an otherworldly clash, the two of them fly directly at each other, and the sound of their collision reverberates through the entire village. Just and you watch as the stone monster just starts wailing on this beast, and the beast starts stabbing out with its scorpion-like tail right at the rock monster. As they begin their conflict, you see light build up on the neck of this creature, and suddenly it blasts this massive fire attack right directly at the stone monster with the long beard, and it quickly gets out of the way just at the last second, and part of the beard sets on fire. But this blast goes on and hits some of the buildings in Shadeholm, immediately eviscerating some of them, leaving a massive smoky hole. They continue their very quick battle, and you can see the stone monster is just like pounding on this beast, and this beast keeps blasting fire at it, and glancing blows hit it, and sections of the city are starting to get just set on fire. And then the creature strikes out with its tail and pins the stone monster, Hirstag, to the ground. But then you watch as light builds up in the stone monster, and this iridescent light blasts out of its open maw, making a side glancing blow against this creature, which, Pinwin, as you see this, with your knowledge of dragons, you're fairly confident that this is a hell dragon from a different plane. And it takes this blast right directly to the face, and you see part of it, like part of its face, just completely gone. But then it heals back up, and the monster's face is completely intact again as a green light sort of moves all over it, healing itself. During this conflict, things are being blasted in every which way. Tomar, as you're flying towards to aid the stone monster, you see a halfling falling from one of the trees where the branch that it was on fire, and you swoop down and you catch the halfling and bring it to safety. Gorbel, that fallen tree lands on another halfling, pinning him down, and he's screaming out for help, and you very quickly, it's on almost the other side of the village, you very quickly, fast as lightning, get there, lift the limb up, and allow him to escape. Willem and Pinwin, you see beyond the monster that now, as some of these like halflings and soldiers are now escaping through these holes in the village walls, you can see in the portal itself some more creatures starting to pile out. So the two of you, thinking quickly, draw your bows and begin firing fast attacks. Anytime something comes out of this portal, you nail it with one of your arrows, and it falls dead. These creatures are slithery little. They look like little baby hell dragons, but each one of your arrows is true. And as they continue to pile out, the two of you are just bowstring after bowstring firing. And soon there's a pile of them underneath this portal. As the battle continues between the rock monster and this hell dragon, suddenly, from zip lines from all around, zip, 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 you see a flash of what looks to be leaves, large leafy cloaks. There's over a dozen of them, as many of the Shadehome cadets have now assembled, with Barley and Osmo leading them, and they fly to the aid of this rock monster. They begin firing arrows and starting to wail on it, trying to protect their city from this destructive force. The hell dragon rears back. You see light flare up in its neck, and you watch as it aims this directly at the Shadehome cadets. And he gets ready to fire, and as he does, Hirstag pulls the tail out of his shoulder from the ground, jumps up, and flies directly at the hell dragon, grabbing it, and you can see magical energy forming around his hand as he pulls this hell dragon back into the portal. And then you watch as the magical energy closes the portal. Hirstag and the hell dragon are gone. But now, the entire village is on fire, and now there are some of these baby hell dragons scampering about the village. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
2 things.
Yes.
Rock monster. And Smoky Holes band name dibs.
Tell me what you got.
13.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
9.
All right.
Man, I was excited, and then I remembered I don't have any water spells. What am I gonna do?
All right, so you guys, Tomar, you're floating up in the air, I imagine, still. You see that there are still 3 of these creatures within your view, and you notice that they're putting out little baby blasts and just they're going after the smaller members of the village, the halflings, and chasing them down. What would you like to do?
So there's fire, like the trees are burning and stuff, and the houses. I'm gonna fly to the nearest place where there is fire, and I'm gonna use control flame, and I'm gonna snuff it out.
Okay.
And I can do that in 5-foot increments.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be trying to work on that. I'm gonna call down to everybody, I need to put the fires out! And then I'm gonna put the halfling gentleman down somewhere safe. And I'm gonna ask him, do you have any source of water or anything like that that we can use to put this out?
Yeah. We've got all sorts of wells here in town. You just gotta go get to them. There's several of them. They're real powerful because they gotta send water all the way up into the trees.
Okay. How do we use them?
There's just a pump. You just start pumping. Crank it.
All right. Well, round up some of your friends and then start getting some water.
Got it. And he runs off.
All right. That was my turn.
Pinwin. Sorry, I switched you guys. So top of the next round, you'll be first. So.
That's okay. I wasn't ready.
Willem, you're on deck.
Okay. So are those little baby dragons around? Oh, I see. No. Okay. And they're blowing fire too?
Yeah, they're chasing after some of your
that's right.
villagers.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot at the closer little dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'll do Hunter's Mark. Oh, I'm a halfling. Whew. Okay, 26.
26 hits.
Yay.
So you fire an arrow at this little lesser demi hell dragon.
Okay.
Lesser demi hell dragon.
Dibs and Bennett.
That works. Okay.
Nice.
So that'd be 15 damage.
15 for your first attack. So you pull back on the bowstring and It hits the creature right in the neck, and then its eyes. It was running after other halflings, but its eyes shift and turn right to you, and you can tell now, in that moment, that it's going to aim all of its concentration on you.
That's right. Pick on someone your own size, you little jerk. And,
namely me.
And I'll shoot at him again.
I can't remember. Do rangers get bonuses against their favorite enemy in any way other than tracking?
Yeah, you have...
or was that a previous edition?
17?
To hit?
Yes.
17 does not hit.
No!
So your second attack, it sees you, you fire at it, and it moves out of the way, and then starts charging right at you, Pinwin. It runs up, and you can see this color going to its throat. And you deftly move out of the way as this blast flies by you, but hits one of the buildings behind you, and it begins to go up in flames.
Come on!
It reaches you, and it goes to make a swipe with its claws. And it hits. You take 28 damage as this claw scratches right across your chest, tearing open your shirt a little bit. All right, Willem.
All right, so I'm going to engage the lesser hell
Hell dragon? Yeah, we'll call it that.
In front of me here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to reach down to my side at my belt and unhook what looks like a little coin pouch.
Okay.
And I'm going to untether it and upturn it in one hand. And it's full of a bunch of sand.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a movement in front of me like I'm spreading the sand out. And I'm going to shout, Illusia! And I'm going to cast Wall of Sand around this hell dragon.
Nice. Okay. All right. Describe the spell for me.
Okay, so it says you conjure up a wall of swirling sand on the ground at a point you can see within range. You can make the wall up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, and 10 feet thick. And it vanishes when the spell ends. It blocks line of sight, but not movement. A creature is blinded while in the wall space and must spend 3 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves there.
Nice.
Yep, so I'm just going to surround it, probably give it like maybe 2 feet around, not like right up in there. Do the 10 feet high, 10 feet thick, just to kind of take it out of the fight right now.
Okay. So you guys watch Willem release this sand into the air, say Illusia, and then this wall of sand 10 feet high just basically completely removes this creature from your sight at all. And you can hear on the other side of it as it's probably desperately trying to climb it and finding that it is having a very difficult time. Gorbel.
Seeing this hell dragon engaging with Pinwin and attacking, I am going to turn my attention on that motherfucker.
Okay.
And I was going to banish it, but now I'm going to disintegrate it.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
So I need a dex save 19.
Does not save.
Ha! Okay. So I need 10d6.
I got you.
I
got
you.
Pie.
Easy.
That's why we
Got
got pie.
That's why we got the pie. That's why we got the pie.
Why we got the pie.
Here's 10 right here.
Oh my god.
With the pie.
Sorry, Billy. The pie's too hot right now. Gotta wait. Cool off.
You can't just
Okay.
reach in and grab the felling man.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what is an octopus?
That's a 6.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yay.
What is an octopus?
Shouldn't that be an 8?
That's some good
We
rolls.
have a 10, a 6, and a 4.
82.
82?
Yes.
How do you cast Disintegrate?
Wow.
The clap.
I just wanted her to do it.
So I hear Pinwin's screech of pain.
It's like Padme and Attack of the Clones.
Oh, what? It scratches her back?
Yeah.
And I'm looking over in the other direction at that other hell dragon. And I hear Pinwin's little screech, and I turn around. and I can't even stop myself. I clap my hands, and a ray of light shoots out at her.
Bringing back the Madonna.
And the hell dragon disintegrates.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Into a pile of ash. Right in front of you, Pinwin.
Woo!
He turns towards Gorbel. He's covered.
Pinwin, I imagine Pinwin opening his eyes, and it's just like 2 eyes and just like ash everywhere.
Yeah, and he does a little...
Yeah, just boop, boop. Gorbel, as you cast that, you hear a behind you as the third hell dragon makes an attack on you
Shit.
with its claws, and it hits you. You want to move that up there for me?
God damn it, I'm just being a friend.
Thank you. For
Swipes
being my friend.
and gets you right on the shoulder. Well, let's see. You take 41 damage as it swipes you. A deep gash appears in your bicep.
Ugh.
It goes to make another attack.
Oh. Homie.
But it misses. You see the second attack coming easily. The only way it was able to get you the first time is because it snuck up on you. But you dodge the second attack as its paw like clatters into the dirt, kicking up a bunch of dust. Pinwin.
No.
You see Gorbel now engaging one of these dragons. You see Tomar desperately putting out flames wherever he goes.
Well, I see that dragon attack Gorbel, and I'll yell, "Not my friend, you bitch!"
My friend.
Get away from her, you bitch!
And I'm gonna try to fire with some hail of thorns, or not hail of thorns, with whatchamacallit again,
Hunter's
Hunter's Mark.
You know, whichever.
Better. Okay, 39,
To hit?
19, 29.
I was going to say, holy shit. Yes, 29 hits. I mean, 39 would have hit too, but I was surprised.
Oh. 14 damage.
14 damage. All right. So as it goes to swipe and it misses, and your arrow slides right into its paw on the ground, and it's like, and it takes a second to kind of get it unstuck. What are you going to do with your, are you going to attack again?
Yes, I am. Okay.
Nice.
30.
30 hits.
Okay. Well, 16 damage.
Whoa, 16 damage. All right. Sweet. So yeah, your second arrow right above this one, right in its like wrist. It's like Tomar. You have now put out 2 buildings in that span of time.
So I want to find one of the wells.
Okay. You can see they're very like easy to spot.
Is there one within 120 feet?
There is. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a bunch of wells.
Are there a bunch of buckets by the wells?
There are no buckets by the wells.
How do the wells work?
They're piped through the trees
Piped through the trees.
with like wooden piping.
Do you need to like turn a lever or something?
Yes, you turn the lever and well, you'll go up and inspect it and you'll see how it works.
I'll inspect the well.
Okay. Very quickly you inspect the well, you see a lever, you realize you have to turn it up and start cranking it, and as you do, you can see the water level rising up towards the top of the well, and a little like plane of wood with a hole in the center rises up as well, and these large, probably 10-inch in circumference, basically buckets are all around the outside, and as they lift up, they're already filled with water.
All right. I'm going to rub my hands together, and I'm going to snap with both thumbs, and all the buckets are going to start floating up into the air. I can animate 10 of them.
Okay.
So I'm casting animate objects.
All right.
And I'm going to start flying up towards some of the other buildings.
So if anyone was watching, they would see Tomar flying up towards one of the buildings and like a circle of buckets full of water like gyrating in the air by him as he goes. And I'll give you have probably another second to like if you want to like throw those buckets or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you throw the water in there and start putting out more flames. All right, Willem.
So I turn my attention to the little hell dragon that's fucking with Gorbel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put myself in a position. I'm going to run in between where I have the one dragon trapped in the wall of sand and where the dragon is attacking Gorbel.
Okay.
And on the dragon that's attacking Gorbel, I'm going to cast blindness.
Okay. Gotcha. What's the save for that?
That is a
Constitution.
oh, sorry. I had the wrong thing.
Sorry.
My bad. It is a Constitution of 19.
He saves.
All right.
Fuck. So he's so engaged, and he's just like shakes off this spell as it's being cast. Gorbel, it is your turn. He has tore a nice little chunk out of your bicep there.
I'm a little shaken,
Okay.
but I'm still up. I'm going to attempt to cast Ray of Frost.
Okay.
23.
That hits.
Okay. I need 4d8.
Okay.
The pie.
I have one.
Okay. Ow.
Stop making me choose.
We're just trying to be helpful.
12. Oh, fuck. Was that 3 or 2?
I think it turned over slightly 1, so I think it was 3.
Okay. Okay. So 9, 10, 12, 15.
15 damage. So how do you cast this spell? I don't think I've ever seen you do it.
I haven't done it, I'm pretty sure. So let's see if I have any limitations here.
What spell is it?
Ray of Frost. I just wanted
Ooh.
like a visual representation of how Gorbel would cast it.
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like I have any limitations. So I think it's going to be kind of like a push out from both hands.
like a Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you gonna say anything while you do it?
Hadouken!
Brr.
Chill out.
And you
Oh, that's way better.
why don't you cool off? You blast him with this ray of frost, and you
Quicker than a ray of frost.
and you see like ice starting to form on the surface of its flesh, and then steam starts rising on it. But the blast itself looked like it was more effective than you thought it might be. And as
super effective.
and so it kind of like recoils a little bit from you as it does so, allowing you an attack of opportunity.
So its speed is also reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Nice.
So, okay, fine. We'll do my stupid fucking sword. Gonna turn this into a werewolf dragon.
A weird dragon.
That'd be sick.
A wagon.
That works.
God damn it.
5 experience.
It just turns into an actual wagon.
Gonna paint this wagon. Gonna paint it good.
I put my buckets in it.
Just very.
Okay. So I'll take out my wolf blood blade.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna actually like kill it.
Just roll.
Beheaded.
Ah, suck my dick.
Well.
Okay.
Guys, please leave the room.
It's a 13 to hit.
13 to hit. 13 does not hit. So it kind of takes a step back, and you're a bit too late on the swing, and it kind of goes just past here.
Also, probably not the time to ask, but I can't get it out of my head now. Why is it beheaded instead of deheaded? It's literally the opposite of being headed. Whatever.
Shower thoughts.
All right.
That was haunting me really bad for a second there.
All right. So, Gorbel, you watch as it, in retaliation, the neck lights up on this creature.
Slower than before?
I mean, that doesn't affect that because it's just actual movement.
I was hoping that it would affect all of its speed.
Well, no, not slower than before.
Damn.
That's a natural 20, and I apologize for this. A blast comes flying out of its mouth, surprising you and hitting you right in the chest.
Oh no.
How are you guys doing, by the way?
I was okay.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
Oh, Tay.
Now I want pickles.
I got a pickle.
Yeah, I got a pickle. I got a pickle. Hey, 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 hey.
No, you don't.
I got a pickle. When does he say dickle?
what?
Dickle.
I'll give you a dickle for my pickle.
Oh, give
What
me
are you doing?
Give you a nickel for your pickle.
Let's watch as Gorbel dies now.
Oh no.
Bye, Gorbel. It's okay. He'll bring it back.
I don't have a bunch of them. So.
He's all holding
Oh.
shit. Guys, what are we doing? Did like something happen to the pie when I wasn't in the room where you guys don't want to touch anything in there or something?
mugged us.
I mean, it's an obstacle. You got
It's far
you got those little
away.
pie compartments in there.
No.
Yeah, so they're all
it is far
sorted
away though.
by dice type.
Gorbel, this blast hits you hard,
Just don't
and you
understand.
take 108 points of damage.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
Fucking critting with a breath weapon. How do you do that?
well.
108?
108.
Oh my
He had garlic for breakfast.
gosh.
Are you still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, because
You
of
have
that
good
armor you got.
HP.
Gorbel, are you okay?
I finally have good
Okay,
HP.
okay.
Because
Oh
of the
yeah,
armor.
shit.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yours is
Basically,
better
you just
than
took out the
mine.
armor.
You have
bonus.
now become the tank.
I still have more.
Yeah, it basically
Now
just
we've got a tank
the shield
and a
went down pretty
wagon.
much. And now it is Pinwin's turn.
Gorbel, no! And
Oh, sorry, and you are also prone. Sorry, it knocked you back.
boo.
I'm sorry. This is how the breath weapon works.
I didn't say anything.
I saw the look.
Layer down.
She doesn't get to roll a strength save or anything to resist being prone.
Oh no, you were right. So sorry. Yes, give me a strength check or a
Save.
strength save.
Give me a pie of love.
give me time.
22.
So okay, instead of being knocked prone, Gorbel, you take this blast right in the chest,
And then slide back. That's kinda
and as
cool.
the smoke kind of clears off of you, you're still standing there. You're like a little bit like wounded, but that's an impressive sight. Just
badass.
taking a blast to the chest and then turning your body just to face the creature again. I assume
What kind of damage was that?
that was radiant damage.
It does radiant damage?
It does radiant
Interesting.
damage.
Weird.
These are fucking weird
They're from
creatures.
hell?
I'm
seemingly-
so confused how these were taken out with just arrows when they were coming out.
Glass
of them.
cannons, man.
It was for narrative purposes.
They were just plucking them off.
Narratively, Pinwin, you just watched Gorbel take a shot to the chest from this blast of this hell dragon. It's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Did I already Gorbel no?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gorbel, no again.
Yeah.
I like this back and forth of like, oh no!
Maybe we should just fight our own battles.
So that ray of frost did some good stuff, right?
Yeah, it slows its movement, and it looked like it hurt it pretty bad.
Okay, so noticing that the frost seemed to affect it, I'm going to take out is it the blue arrow? I'm thinking so.
Yeah, you have a blue frost arrow.
Yes, so I'm going to take out my blue arrow, and I'm going to shoot it at the dragon.
Okay.
Okay. 23.
23 hits.
Yay. $12 damage.
So, seeing what looked like the most badass thing you've seen in a while, Gorbel just taking this glancing blow, you grab one of your arrows, you dig into your quiver, and you pull out this blue arrow that is cold to the touch. You can see like misty, like cold vapor escaping from it, and you rip the fucking bowstring back and just and it slams right into the dragon's head, and you see as it and then the ice and the creature explodes into shards of like icicles and just little like ice cubes onto the ground, and just like bloody cubes of ice right in front of you, Gorbel. So you guys both just exploded one in front of the other one.
And have remnants on each other.
Yeah.
Friendship.
But there's still one left.
Where?
Tomar, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna use my turn to move as much buckets of water as I can.
Okay. We'll say you can, if you move quickly, you can go back and forth really
I can
fast.
command them as a bonus action to do something.
All right.
So I want to at least use my action to like move them. And fill them.
Okay.
And use my bonus action to.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so you send them down.
And I'm
they
aiming
scoop up
for
water.
like the big chunks that I couldn't do with like
Yeah.
a 5-foot thing. I'm just kind of concentrating them all at once.
Yep.
You know.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're quickly putting a lot of this fire out still. You see that the whole other side of the village is still roaring in flames, but you have actually put out a nice little section here in this part, but you're thinking to yourself, like, we're gonna have to act fast if we want to put the rest of this out.
Are any of the other halflings putting out fires?
You can see now that there is a collection of halflings that are gathering buckets and hurling it onto fires, going by on zip lines and throwing water at some of the higher flames to kind of put it out. Those that remain seem very, very occupied with saving their village.
Okay.
Willem.
All right, are there any structures that I could use my like spider slippers to climb up to get a bird's eye view of the dragon that's encased in the wall of sand?
Yeah, there are some non-burning sections, but they are like most of this village is like getting pretty torched, so you're gonna have to be very careful if you do climb up.
Okay. I look for a safe space to climb up so I can get a good view of the dragon from inside the wall of sand.
Okay. Yeah, you find one easily, and you're able to get up there, and the flames are kind of hot, and it's you probably won't be able to be up here for very long because that heat is intense, and you can feel it like starting to hurt your skin even.
Okay. As far as my magic arrow goes, what is the time frame?
It has returned.
It has
Yeah.
returned.
Mhm.
Sick.
Yes.
All right, so I'm up on a tree, and I'm getting the dragon in my crosshairs here, so to say. Pull out the magic arrow, and just kind of like what Pinwin did, I'm gonna do a fucking frosty frost.
You're doing frost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So your arrow flies and hits it. Please roll damage.
Damage. Oh, right to the damage, huh? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, please roll attack. I'm so sorry. I meant it. Yeah. And you have advantage because you have encased it in this wall of sand.
Sweet. First one was better. So that is going to be a 33.
33 to hit. That hits. So
All right. That will be a 14. And with my sneak attack damage,
oh, wow. Those are some good rolls.
29.
29 damage.
So 14 plus 29.
14 plus 29.
And then whatever ice.
Yep.
Something ending in 3.
67 damage to that creature. It
right.
takes like just and it like you watch as it kind of like curls up from the blow. That was a bad blow, and it's got like ice covering it a little bit. It still seems to be alive though, but it seems like it's not gonna be long for this world.
Okay.
Pinwin, you just watched Willem spider climb a tree and shoot this ice arrow into the wall of sand. Gorbel, you just watched Willem climb up a tree and fire an ice arrow into the wall of sand, and you hear a pained
From the sand.
from the sand.
Ow!
It does the mummy thing with the face.
I look at Willem with a little bit of concern. I look down at my chest. I'm like, I think he has this covered.
So what are you going to do?
So are there any more buckets of water sitting there?
You see wells. You can see a lot of halflings running with buckets of water to put them out.
And Tomar flying with buckets.
Yeah, with a circular bucket.
I just
Or-
call out to anyone who's listening, where are you getting the buckets?
And like they all point at different wells that you can see kind of cropped up throughout the village.
Uh-huh. So I race with my super speed. I get as many buckets as I can shove on my arms.
Okay.
I'm balancing these buckets.
All right.
And very steadily, but also with great speed,
Power walking.
I'm going up to a building. Is Pinwin's family tavern on fire?
Funny you should mention it. As you look, you do see that the Humble Cove is ablaze.
Fuck! Pinwin, I'm helping!
Heck yeah!
So I scuttle along,
Shimmying like.
balancing one on my head also.
It's an I Love Lucy sketch. All right, you with your speed, you're able to race, grab buckets, and then head towards Humble Cove. You arrive standing right in front of the blaze, and it's hard to get close because this thing is going up.
So I splash and
You start throwing buckets on there.
yeah.
Perfect. Pinwin, what are you doing?
I am also going to animate objects
Okay.
at level 5. And I'm going to pretty much do the same thing as Tomar
Okay.
and just grab some, animate some buckets and have them start going
Okay, so
at
you're
the Humble Cove.
Gotcha. So you're helping Gorbel try to put out the Humble Cove,
Yeah.
and there are some other halflings that are trying to put it out, and they're like screaming, like, "No, the beer!" And all right, back to you, Tomar. Are you just continuing on? You guys have de-escalated the fire in about a quarter of the village, but there's still a lot that's burning. Total.
I'm going to use my BAM card.
Oh shit.
I'm going to fly. I'm going to try and tunnel through the ground. And I want to superheat the pipes so they boil and explode. Well, not explode, but like steam and burst the water out in a big shroom, like a big geyser. Or something.
Okay. First BAM card in this arc.
Ah,
Tomar is
shit.
casting it. So Tomar, you look down, you look around you and you see all this flame, you see the people screaming, and you see just this general chaos, and you zero in on the well that you've been pulling water from, and you remove the Longbeard and you hurl it at the ground super hard. It comes right back to you, and you throw it again, and it keeps going back and forth, and you start digging at a great, intense speed. It's, if anyone were watching, they would just see this blur of flashing light, just, and you make this nice hole next to the well, and you fly down and like blast through some of the dirt and mud, and you start hitting the rock wall side of the well, and you're digging into it until you can find some of that piping, and then you grab onto it, and your hand starts glowing, and with all your strength and your like as much as you can muster, and you start concentrating on heating the pipes to the point that they boil, and in the back of your mind you can just hear a yes, and the well in front of you explodes water outwards. It blasts the little well protector off the top of it, and water is just shooting like a geyser into the sky, but it's also hot. And so this hot water is like, it goes like 150 feet into the air and just starts raining down. And so now you guys feel this. By the time it gets you, it's not as hot, but you guys feel just this deluge of water starting to hit as this well has exploded with Tomar's power, and a lot of the flames are starting to die down.
As part of that, so is it like a steady stream that's flying out?
Yeah, it just like exploded up, and now it's just like
Hydro
going-
pump.
Yeah.
Can I use my shield to like point it at fire?
We'll end your BAM card with you climbing out of the hole, and as it's like this superheated water coming out, yes, you take your shield and you lean in against this like just geyser, and you basically glance it off there like a giant spoon, and it just you start directing it like a fire hydrant and a hose towards some of the buildings, and you're slowly shifting it, so you're starting to put out a lot of the flames now.
Nice.
Willem.
I see that and I'm just like, holy shit. I go a little bit higher up on the tree. Like, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know how much water's coming out. The Hell Dragon.
Yes.
How's he looking?
Real weak.
Real weak? If, let's say, hypothetically, if one were to, I don't know, encase it in a web, be able to maybe capture it?
I'll let you make an attempt.
Sick. So I'm just going to pull back my bowstring empty and take aim at the dragon and let loose to try and web it to the ground.
Okay. Please explain to me again how it works exactly.
You bet. As an action, you can pull the bowstring back empty and a white arrow will form out of hardened web. You make a ranged attack towards a target. On a hit, the target becomes restrained for 1 minute. If the attack misses, a 10-foot area is affected as if by the web spell.
Okay. Give me an attack with advantage.
Okay. 16 and then 19.
Good thing for the 19. You are able to you fire and your webbing flies and hits this hell dragon and plasters it to the ground and it tries to struggle to get out of it, but it is encased in web.
Okay.
Every turn it can try and get out of it. Just so you know.
Yarp.
Okay. All right. Do you drop a wall of sand?
Not yet.
Okay, gotcha. Gorbel, you are standing in front of the Humble Cove, throwing water out, and you look up. This is a very tall building in the trees, and you look up and you can see somebody in the window screaming for help. They're waving their hands. You can see there's 2 sets of hands as someone's yelling, "Help! Help! Help! Help!"
Oh, fuck. Can I climb?
You may attempt to climb.
I mean, is there a
Give me a perception check.
12?
12. There's a lot of flame, and it's hard to see if there's any, a lot of these things are on fire, and most of what they have here is, rope. So you would imagine that a lot of that would be probably burned up. You don't see something in your near vicinity where you can climb. You've got the door ahead of you, and then you know that maybe farther away you can maybe climb up into one of those buildings. But you don't see a really good avenue for getting up there.
Not even through the building?
You could make that attempt.
It's completely ablaze.
It is very much ablaze, but you can see inside of it. You know where the door is.
Has the water started raining down on us yet?
Yeah. So the flames have gone down a little bit, but they're still there.
Fuck it. I'm going in.
Okay.
Whoa.
You're going to run in?
Can I see if it's a halfling or somebody else up in the window?
You definitely
Another hell dragon.
Help me!
You can definitely see that one of the people waving their hands is definitely a halfling. It's hard to tell with the flames what they both are, but one of them's definitely a halfling.
And there's no good place to climb.
No, the whole thing is on fire.
If I would have had better perception, would there have been a place for me to climb?
I don't know.
I hate it. Hate it.
What are you gonna do?
Just hate it. I'm going in.
You're going in?
Gonna go in. Gonna
All
go
right.
in.
So you run into the building, and you're in the. I'm gonna need you to give me another perception check. There's a lot of flames here.
12.
12. Okay, it's hard to see. There's a lot of smoke and flame inside, but you're fairly certain as you get inside, you see the outline of the doorway, a staircase to go upstairs.
I go.
All right, you run up. Mm-hmm. Give me a dex save.
23.
23? Okay. You very nimbly dodge out of the way as a piece of flaming falling debris, drops from the ceiling in the staircase, and you jump out of the way and continue up. You reach the next level, and you see a hallway, and it's just filled with this noxious smoke that makes it very, very difficult to see in. Now, give me a perception check at disadvantage.
9.
It's hard to see, but you're thinking you can tell the general shape and layout.
I'm calling out for these people.
Okay, you start calling out. Mm-hmm. As you call out, you notice that you're starting to inhale some of the noxious fumes.
Fuck.
So it is difficult, but you are able to call out. Pinwin, It's your turn. You just watch Gorbel rush into the Humble Cove.
I'm going to throw this out there. Tamar is immune to fire, by the way.
Well, you're busy.
And completely healthy. Don't burn alive in there. That'd be really stupid.
And I saw her go in there.
Yeah, you saw her just like... Whoosh.
Can I see all 3 people in the window? Like
There's
Gorbel in them?
Well, she's not
too?
there yet, no. You just see, like, halfling hands and flames.
Flames. Flames on the side of my face.
Man,
What would Pinwin do?
I know what I want to do.
I might use my BAM card because it's my village and I probably should. And I'm going to try to basically cast like a big level of sending to the Fey creatures, specifically telling
Okay.
them that we need help putting out fires and restoring burnt shit.
So you're gonna throw your BAM card?
Yes.
All right, so you have relinquished your BAM card for this session, and you summon a little pixie, and it dances on your shoulder, and you grab it, and you what do you say to it?
This is a message for you and all of you. I need your help. I need help getting these fires out and restoring the village.
All right, and then it disappears. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Tomar, you're aiming the shield still? Like putting out fires?
Yeah, did I see Gorbel run in there?
Probably not, because that's on the other side.
Okay, well, I'm going to get whatever I can.
Okay. And Willem, what are you doing in this moment?
I am trying to see if I can jump down into my wall of sand with that restrained dragon.
Okay.
Because I want to... Essentially, I just want to see if I can study it and learn like where it came from and what that shit is about.
Okay. Give me athletics if you're jumping down in there from that high.
Wow.
Fantastic. That is a 12.
So,
Or actually, 18.
18. Okay. Better. So yeah, you leap with no problems and like drop right down inside the wall of sand very deftly. Now, if you're trying to learn a little bit about it, I'm going to need you to give me a survival check.
All right, that's going to be less great. Oh, actually, never mind. No, that's going to be better. Wow. 19.
Okay, 19. You begin looking at this trapped hell dragon, and as it sees you, it it starts like kind of thrashing and looking like it wants to attack you. But you're looking it over, and you can see that it does seem very young. It looks as though it's probably a little bit upset. You can kind of get that it seems very bothered by something. Perhaps maybe it's not near its mom, and it's lashing out angrily in the way that many creatures might. And so you kind of get a closer look at it. It doesn't have any wings. I know the figurine does, but it doesn't have any wings. It's very serpentine looking with, at the end of its tail, is this little hook. And it's got these sharp claws. And it's got almost like a turtle shell on its back, but it's like just like a really sturdy back that is like built-in armor.
Okay.
And you start examining it, and we'll get back to that.
Okay.
Gorbel, you started calling out, and you can hear, help, help.
I go in that direction
All right, you,
as fast as I can.
okay, so you, and how fast is fast as you can? It's 100, and if you charge, what's your movement speed? Is it 60?
It's 60 walking.
So it would be 120 charging. So okay, high or low?
High.
Perfect. So you hear it, and you whip down the hallway so quickly that some of the smoke disperses for a second, and as you stop, you can see the opening to the door, and you see 2 halflings inside this building. And there's flame all the way around this door, and you can see a large pile of rubble that's also on fire, blocking their exit.
I should have just told him to jump out the window. But
Here we are.
here we are. Okay. Cool.
What are you going to do? What would Gorbel do?
If I cast Magnificent Mansion, right? Like,
It takes a minute to cast.
well, I mean, what else are we going to be doing in this minute?
I mean, it is burning in there. And there's smoke. And
That's the sound it's making.
Okay. Okay. I take off my cloak, my big wolf cloak.
Okay.
I start beating the flames
Okay.
around the door.
Okay. High or low?
Hi.
You are able to put out some of the flames a little bit, but you know there's still a lot of them. But right, like blocking your entrance, you're able to put some of those out by smashing them out with the wolf cloak. But the wolf cloak has been singed. You can smell the burning fur from it.
Is it enough for them to jump through?
They're still blocked by rubble.
I hate my life. My soon-to-end life.
My rapidly ending.
does she need to roll anything for being in smoke and stuff?
Not yet.
Okay.
She's been in smoke for like 12 seconds. So she's moving very quickly.
Okay. Can I jump over the rubble at all?
You could probably do that, yeah, if you got like a little head start.
I'm gonna goddamn do that.
Okay, give me an athletics check. Or no, yeah, athletics. 15. So it's not as deft as you would like, but you are able to take a few steps back and run forward and clear the rubble. It's about 10 feet high, so you're able to just barely get over it and land on the other side. Now you're standing here with these two halflings. Hey, help us! Help us!
Bust the window out. I wrap my hand up with my cloak, punch it out.
Okay.
How far are we off the ground?
You're like 60 feet from the ground.
Dope.
Also, give me a Constitution save.
That was good.
Thank God. 21.
21. Okay, you have not succumbed to some of the smoke inhalation as badly as you might, so you're doing all right for now. You're doing a pretty good job of keeping yourself protected. So you bust this window out, and I'll give you one more moment.
Okay. I call down to the people below.
And say,
Catch them!
I thought you were going to go, help! Just ran in and then just
Fuck!
you yell out, catch them. Okay.
In over my head.
Okay. Pinwin,
Did I hear the catch them?
you did.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
but
Oh, are
they
you gonna
aren't-
throw them right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure they're...
Okay, we'll start to work alongside each other now. You can see that some of the villagers have heard that as well, Pinwin, and they're starting to emerge, and they're like all holding up their hands, but there's still some that are trying to like battle the blaze. So there's just a handful of halflings down below, like holding their hands up, and then you hear a rumble. And you get this sense of something approaching. Tomar, from your vantage point, you're flying right now, right?
No, I'm at the well.
Oh, you're still at the well. Forgot that. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So you hear a rumbling, and then Pinwin, you see spilling over the sides of the walls, large vines start coming over. And you see, all of a sudden, fey creatures starting to pour into the village over the walls. And you watch as, like, dozens and dozens of fey creatures, like pixies and fairies and all manner of magical creatures start just swarming through the village. And you can watch as, like, magical energy appears and starts putting out the flames as well. Tomar, you look over and you just see this large, like, flowery beast stand next to you and grabs your shield, nods at you and pushes down and up and sprays more water. He's trying to help you, it appears. And Gorbel, you looking from the vantage point of the window, you see all these creatures spilling over. You have no idea what's happening, obviously, but it looks as though they're helping to put out the flames, and a group of them start to float over beneath the window, and you can see all these pixies and fairies like looking out the window at you, and they're like,
I pass one of the halflings.
the halfling looks like it's gonna fall, and then you watch as it, and then the halfling, like a green bubble encases it, and the halfling floats down to the ground.
I pass the other one
Green bubble floats down to the ground.
and say, "Can you do the same for me?"
You see a lot of. You just,
I jump out.
You jump out, and a green bubble. You feel weightless inside of it.
What does
And-
it smell like?
It smells like flowers, like lilac specifically. And you slowly float to the ground. You watch as these fey creatures are now putting all the flames out. The village itself is very badly damaged, but it is no longer on fire, including now the Humble Cove.
Who were the little halflings?
Huh?
I check on them.
Okay. One of them is this little mustachioed halfling. He's pretty old, and he looks up at you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. My name is Apple, and you'll always have a place here at Shade Home.
I didn't do much to help you.
It's okay. You did your best. We would have been trapped if you hadn't thrown us through the window.
I just get a little overcome when...
No one else came to save us, so I'm glad you heard us. We thought we were done for.
I mean, hindsight, like, there are a couple other approaches that I could have taken, but...
You know, an adventurer, I've heard, always reacts with their heart, so you did what you could.
And an adventurer also always takes the path of most resistance.
That one I haven't heard, but I'll write it down.
Oh, I wrote it down years ago. It's tattooed on my back.
That's interesting.
Scribbles.
Thank you for-
He turns,
And this is my daughter Almond. Thank you for saving both of us.
and she's like,
Thank you for saving both of us.
And her brother iPod.
Do you know Pinwin Dingleroot?
Yes, we know Penguin Dingleroot.
Penguin.
Pinwin,
Yes, we know.
Dingleroot.
Yes, we know Penguin.
are you friends of Pinwin's?
I would say more than friends. Not in, like, that way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, we adventure together.
And they look over at you, Pinwin.
Covered in ash.
Cross my arms and nod.
Well, that's quite impressive. Thank you for saving us. Come visit us later, and we'll give you something.
I don't need anything in return. But are you okay? Like, can you breathe?
It's a bit harder, but I think we'll be all right. I think we're able to protect ourselves from the worst of it. Thank you again. What is your name?
Gorbel.
Gorbel. We'll remember that name.
And they start to like limp away, because for some reason whenever anybody's injured, no matter where, they limp away. And
Well, it's awkward if you hang around. Well,
and so slowly the vines and branches recede, and the fey creatures start to disperse, and one, like the little fairy or the little pixie that you had sent off, kind of buzzes nearby you, Pinwin, and then just gives you a wink and then disappears.
Thank you.
he just threw my shield on the ground. I wipe it off.
Make it dirty.
That was a lot harder without Hirstag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
feel
were...
like he would have just
Yep.
summoned a rainstorm or something, and
Well, it would have taken him a half an hour, probably.
Yeah.
where did he go?
Yeah, that's kind of disconcerting. He went with that other monster. That's...
How long does his
Yeah.
form like that last? Because I'm pretty sure the other monster, that's its forever form.
I think he can wild shape for hours, but if he runs out of like strength as that thing, then switch him back to Hirstag again.
That's troubling.
Is the portal still open?
No, it disappeared behind him.
Okay.
You got the sense
what I
that
thought.
he closed the portal.
Cool.
Okay.
We need
Fucking Sirius Black does.
we need to figure out
What do we do
like
now?
how he got there or where he is or if we can get there somehow. But more importantly, he was our ride back to D&amp.
Oh no!
So that's a problem for sure.
Oh no!
More importantly, I have his keys.
Oh, he left his
He left the oven
sunglasses
on
here.
in Deepminster. Probably gonna be a fire there too.
Okay, so we're in a pickle.
Yeah.
Are there any of the baddies around?
No, almost all of the soldiers escaped once the rock monster showed up.
He's gonna be even more screwed if he's in like the Starlight plane or something and he can't access magic or anything or get out easily.
I'm just worried that as soon as he gets a little bit tired, he's going to switch back to being a little guy and he's going to get crushed. Like,
I think he has
Instantly.
ways to protect himself, but not if he doesn't have magic
yeah.
and not if he can't get out.
Fuck.
But we also need to save the king and stuff. Maybe we can like try and scry on him or something.
Willem,
Maybe-
does Willem still have a hell dragon?
You see the wall of sand. Nobody has seen Willem, but you still see the wall of sand.
Willem, are you done over there?
Not quite.
So Willem, you feel like after examining him for a few minutes, you think you have a pretty good understanding. You were give me an animal handling check.
Sweet 21.
Okay, yeah, you were actually able to calm the hell dragon down a little bit.
Okay, I actually had something that I wanted to
Go for it. Yeah.
do with that. It's funny that you led into animal handling because that's essentially what I was gonna do.
Okay.
You know what's up. So I'm gonna sling my pack off of my shoulder and and I guess how big, like, is this like the size of a German Shepherd? Like what?
Yeah, roughly like the size. Yeah, like a slightly large dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was way bigger than that.
No.
Well, this is
Okay.
Some of
embarrassing.
the
now.
other ones were though, right?
Yeah, this one was the smallest one.
Okay. So he's, webbed to the ground and I kind of unsling my pack and I kind of set it on his side as he's, hunched over here. And I kneel down to reach into it. And as I do so, I drop the wall of sand and I scrounge around in my pack for some jerky. Mm-hmm. And I'm just kind of putting my hand on its shoulder and just kind of shushing it, trying to calm it down. I put some jerky in front of its face, in front of its maw, and just kind of wait for it to recognize or realize that there's food there, and maybe try and, if it looks like it's willing to take it, I'm gonna try and drop it in its mouth for it to eat.
Yeah, it looks at you through the slats essentially of the of the web, and it takes a very tentative testing teeth out, and then it snatches the meat from you and I
kind of drop it and drag pull my hand back real quick.
and then you hear, Willem, where are you?
From the hell dragon.
I'm right here.
Whoa! Well, where are you? I'm a hell dragon.
Well, howdy haw. I'm over here. You guys get the fire put out? Everybody's dead.
Have
All
you
right.
lost your ability to see?
Do you see a raging fire around you?
Well, he's
Sorry.
got 10-foot walls around him.
Is all the fire
He put out the wall of sand.
Yeah, I
Oh,
dropped
you
it.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't realize that. So,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'll be more specific. Did you put out all the fires?
I think so.
Great,
Oh.
cool.
Yep.
But it only takes
cool
a spark,
answers,
Willem.
guys.
It only takes a spark.
Why are you playing with that thing? Kill it.
I want to find out where it came from so we can try and figure out where Hirstag is.
Oh fuck no! And I start going over there, and I look like I'm about to disintegrate it. Did you see what that thing did to me?
You see a like she's got a lot of damage. She looks like pretty worse for wear right now.
Shut up, man.
To be fair, it wasn't this one specifically. You already dispatched that one.
Is that the different one?
It is?
Can it speak?
I don't know. It hasn't yet.
Pinwin, can you speak to it? You speak dragon.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could. What do you want me to say?
Find out where it's from and see if it knows where Hirstag went.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Okay,
I kill Pinwin.
and I'll come over to the dragon, and in dragon, will be like, "Where are you from?"
And it like looks up at you, and it has like wide eyes, and then you hear back like, and which translates essentially like, "Where's my mom?"
Aww. Oh,
Could you understand it?
Yeah, it asked where his mom is.
I'm killing it as soon as we get the answer.
No. Well, let it know. We want to know that too. Ask it if it knows how to get back to where it came from.
Okay, so I will ask it that.
Okay. It's like, I want my mom. I don't know where I am. I want my mom.
Oh, you got one that's just so little. It just doesn't even know. He just keeps saying he wants his mom.
Does this thing seem familiar at all?
Give me a history check.
Nope.
All of you, you three. Sorry, Willem, you weren't there, so.
Oh, okay.
I mean nothing.
Did a
that
pretty
20?
good roll.
Me too.
Holy shit, good job, guys.
Wow.
So, Gorbel and Pinwin, as you're looking at this thing, there's something strangely familiar about its shape.
Yeah, it's the same shape as the one that almost killed me.
No, you recall moving through a forest years ago, and outside of this stone temple cavern was a lithe, snake-like creature prowling through the woods. Do you remember that? You got that twig that moved bushes?
I still have that twig.
You do.
That was like right around
It was
Demon Baby
guarding
time, right?
It was guarding the temple.
Yeah,
right?
where the
Demon
demon baby was.
Yeah.
Whoa, weird.
Wow.
So you're pretty sure there's a lot of similarities between this creature and the way the other creature looked. The one that just watched and waited outside of the temple.
But it also had killed a shitload of people.
Yeah,
And
and
we
it
were
didn't
like,
kill
whoa,
you.
this thing is fucking dangerous.
Was it because of the stick?
It might have been. I think we were able to just pass right on by her.
I mean, the one lesson I learned from the stick was to choose friendship over violence.
Which you've totally held to. Well, sorta.
Pretty
At
well.
least with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, you two remember that. Tomar, you don't remember anything. You're just like, this
fuck is
creepy.
that?
But you two, almost at the same time,
we
are
look
kind
at
of
each
reminded-
other, eyes wide. The stick. Should I get it out?
Get it out. Yeah. Well, might as well see what it
Please, our
what it'll
halflings
do.
present.
What is it saying? Ask it more questions. Might take me a second.
So
Like
Gorbel
what?
starts digging through her bag.
What's your name? Where'd he come from? He's not answering. Wants his mom.
You find the stick, Gorbel.
Yeah.
Ask it if it knows how to get home.
Do you know how to get home?
It says, "No, I don't know where I am."
Right. Yeah, that whole thing.
I think I might be able to help with that.
We might be able to help you.
How? You hold up the stick.
That's not how I plan on helping, but
Oh.
yes, I'm holding the stick.
You see it, and it looks right at the stick, and it starts sniffing the air, and then its eyes slowly start to relax.
If I let you up, will you help us find your mom and get back home? help us help you?
Pinwin relays that. I will be fine.
Doesn't really answer my question.
It seems very you're looking at it now. You've learned a little bit about it, and it's like it's still like relaxing its eyes, but its focus is all on that stick.
Okay. All right.
And its body seems way less tense than it was when you had it trapped.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna dispatch the web.
What?
Just be ready, but
It's going to take my stick.
I don't think it's going to take the stick. I think the stick is
We can
lulling
totally
it.
kill this thing if we have to.
If we have to.
You do
But
see that
let's-
it is injured.
Let's try and not, because it might help us find the gateway back to where Hirstag is. Also, it just wants its mom. You can relate to that, can't you, Gorbel?
Oh, Willem.
To be fair, we also probably can't
True.
get it back to its mom.
Yeah,
Like it's
we
in a place
killed
that
it.
we don't understand or how to find it.
Oh, did we kill it? We didn't kill it. We what?
It went in the portal with Hirstag.
Did it? Okay, so did the big monster go back to its plane of existence?
We don't know.
It's not here anymore. It's in a portal.
Hirstag headlocked it into oblivion.
But it was the portal that it came from, right?
Correct. That portal never closed until they went back into it.
Exactly. So we could try and use this
Pinwin.
to figure out where it came from
Yeah.
and how to get there.
Will you ask this monster where it came from, and if the portal it came from leads to its home plane?
I'll ask that.
Says, we came from our den, through the door, now I am here.
And I will relay that.
Do you know where, in relation... no. Do you know the location of your den?
Okay.
It responds, not here. It
Yeah.
seems to not really understand
it's a
like
little
more
baby.
complex questions.
Okay. When you are lost, or if you get lost, are you able to find your way home?
And it responds, no.
Wait, can we all talk to it now?
Mother leads the way. He's saying this.
Oh, okay,
Pinwin's translating it. It's translating back.
Gotcha.
Just
We're
eliminating
just
that
going
middleman.
hyper
Gotcha.
speed.
But basically, it implies that when it finds itself lost, its mother helps it find its way back.
What does home look like to you?
It describes in very simple terms like rocks, stone, smoke, fire, and then it talks about many, many brothers and sisters in the den.
So, quick word. I mean, it doesn't speak our language, so I guess I can just say this out loud. But I could send it. I could banish it. It would go back to its original plane of existence. But I mean, then I don't know if you guys are planning on going with it or what the plan is here.
Can it work like that? Like if we're in contact with the thing that you banish?
It banishes, like, read the spell, but I'm fairly confident that it just banishes the creature. You can either banish it to a plane where it came from or to a plane that's not going to, like, immediately harm it.
Right, so if the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left or the nearest unoccupied space, if that space is occupied.
Oh.
Otherwise, the target does not return. So, I mean, it's normally used as, like, an attack kind of deal, but could I do it in, like, a nice way?
I mean,
It's
probably if you take some time to make sure you're not just like, banish.
It's possible that it's from this plane, though, possibly. So it might not have
Is
any
it?
effect.
I thought you...
There's always a possibility of anything, but, I mean, that's something you would have to parse out and figure out.
If Gorbel does the banishing spell, does anybody have any way of, like... like, if they go to light speed, can we track them? Do we have faster than light technology
If I
tracking?
if I ended the concentration, it would come back here if it was under a minute, right?
Yeah.
If we absolutely want to, we can wait till tomorrow and we can start traveling to planes. I can get us to different planes and maybe it can tell us that this is the plane it's from.
Well, and remember, there was that other portal, and if that happened to be the one the Fae creatures use, then maybe they can, I don't know,
Maybe
get us some information.
Fae allies would know more about where this thing would be from.
Right. That'd be cool.
We could...
I don't know where they are, but...
I could banish it real fast and send it back there just long enough for it to ask somebody its address, and then drop the spell. It would come back. It could tell us. We could
P.
go.
Sherman 42, Wallaby Way, Sydney. How do you normally summon your Fae friends to ask them stuff?
Different spells. I don't remember meeting with, like, the main Fae people, right?
No, it kind of went out of your brain.
So what do I perceive as what happened then?
It's almost like a dream. You know you met somebody, but you can't remember who.
Well, could
Okay.
you make, like, I don't know how this works, because I don't have these kinds of abilities, but could you summon them as if you were going to cast, like, send like you normally do, but instead ask it
I mean, I can,
if it
I could
recognizes
see,
the creature?
or even better, I can just ask them to take us where they are, because then we can talk to them directly and not have to use sending a lot. And, I think there's, I don't know, I remember meeting with some other kind of Fae creatures, but I don't remember what they were. So there's more of them, and I think they could be helpful for us.
Okay. Well, let's start with what we got. Like, can you summon one as if you're gonna cast send, and then just
Yes.
ask it if it knows anything about this creature?
Or should I ask it to take us to it?
To what?
To
What do you
the
mean?
Fae creatures so we can talk to them directly? You get what I mean?
I mean, is it not a Fae creature that you summon when you cast send? I'm confused now.
It's one, there's,
Saying summoning it and then asking it to lead us to them.
right, because then we can
'Cause-
talk to them directly and not have to do sending back and forth between
I'm
these.
not saying cast send at all. Just make like you're gonna cast send, because that's what summons the Fae creature to you, and then
Oh,
when
I
it's
see.
there, go, hey.
Well, I think you'd technically
Can I
have
do
to.
that?
You'd have
Right.
to technically cast it because
that's
that's
what
how
I was.
it appears.
That's
Okay,
what I was
see.
fucking asking.
I see.
God
I see what
damn
you're
it,
asking.
You people. Okay.
Yeah, I
We
was-
figured it out.
Sure. Let's do that then.
Okay. All right. So I'll cast sending. Where do I have open slots? Wolf.
Smoky holes.
That's full.
It's Tomas doing over there.
Oh my gosh.
Reading on
Are
my
they all
spells.
full? I can do it at a higher level though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll have to do that at 4th level.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'll cast sending
Okay.
for the fake creatures.
And the little pixie appears, the same one that winked at you earlier, and it nods.
I'm going to say, thank you so much for helping us earlier. Can you lead us to your base?
Give me a persuasion.
Okay. Please.
That look.
Can it be performance instead?
No. Not how it works.
11.
11. It kind of looks confused at you.
We need your help and information. That's still in the 20. That's probably it, though.
It seems to be considering something. You guys see that Pinwin is conferring with this pixie. I don't know if you want to do anything. Anyone?
I've been, during their discussion, I was just kind of like slowly moving the stick back and forth in front of it and
And
seeing how it reacts.
It just follows it with its eyes.
Up
and down.
side to side,
Hmm.
circles.
I'm going to ask the Fae if it knows what the creature is and where it comes from.
It It looks at you, Willem. Looks at you, Pinwin. Looks at the creature on the ground. Looks at Gorbel with the stick. Looks at Tomar. Looks back at you, Pinwin. And it, like, whispers in your ear. I don't know where it's from, but I can take you to the Fae.
Okay.
Perfect.
Taking us to the Fae.
Huzzah.
As you guys stand in the burned out rubble of your village.
Yay!
Okay.
Is everyone going to be okay here? Like,
You can see a lot of halflings like crying and like just kind of looking at all the damage, but also like some of them are kind of like, well, we're gonna have to rebuild. You see that your family is standing outside of the humble cove, just kind of looking up at it.
Also,
It's
I mean,
charred.
How jacked up is the whole town?
I'd say if 100% would be full health, it's like 50% health. It's pretty rough. A lot of damage.
Pinwin, who's like in charge here
Of repairs?
of the town? How does that work?
Well, I mean, there's multiple people in charge. There's not just one.
Is your mom one of the people in charge, or?
I mean, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go up to her.
Okay. My lovely, lovely tavern. She's just saying that as she's staring at it. Like, she seems just horrified at all the damage.
We could fix this. This isn't unsalvageable. But
How would you fix it?
I slide her a few gold pieces for the window.
Thank you, Gorbel.
we can fix it. We have magic. We have other means. But for now, your place isn't safe. Like, we need to find somewhere where you guys can go for the time being until we can come back and then focus on rebuilding.
But where should we go?
Well, I mean, we could go to our town,
Assuming that's not under siege and, like, on fire, too.
Wolves Rest.
Yeah.
Why would
we
that
haven't
be?
been there in a long time.
We might need to go there anyway. I don't know. It's a ways away. We'd have to travel. I can get us to different places. Like, I can get us to different planes. If I had marked a sanctuary, we could have traveled to that. But I didn't mark one.
Maybe that's something the Fae will be able to help with?
Maybe they could at least obscure the area
Yeah.
while they build or rebuild or something. Protect the
sounds
forest. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But yeah, we need to figure out how we're getting out of here.
We at least still have some of Shadeholm, and we have each other. So,
We don't have Hirstag,
well, yeah.
which is a problem.
But Shadeholm as a village.
I just motioned to the Hell Dragon again. Like, yeah.
We got a new Hirstag.
New Hirstag.
New Hirstag.
Better Hirstag.
Little dragon's name.
Better dolphin.
You hear like a and you see one of the halflings is rolling a big keg out of Humble Cove and like stops. He picks it up. Drinks? And everybody's like, yeah, let's get some drinks going. And they pop the keg open and they start pouring drinks and everybody's just like, fucking god damn it. And they're like taking sips and they're just looking around at the chaos that has ensued.
On the bright side, I don't think your town is occupied anymore.
And you hear like a, yeah, that's a great point. And they're like, to the wolves! And they hold their mugs up, and you guys look kind of crestfallen, but this is, they're pretty pleased with the fact that they're no longer occupied, even if the situation has destroyed a lot of their village.
Very positive bunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing that you and your friends were here, Pinwin, otherwise that creature would likely have destroyed everything. We must keep in mind those things when they are bad. It could have been much, much worse.
That's true. I'm
And
glad,
we'll get
I'm
over
glad
it.
we
We
were.
always get over things, so.
We do, yeah. I'm glad we were here too.
Remember the juggling incident?
Yeah.
It took us a while, but we all got over it.
We sure did.
I've fumbled a small cup out of my pack and I'm just holding it out expectantly.
Somebody gives you some beer.
All right.
You've never had Humblebrew, have you? Mm-mm. Okay. You take a sip. It is marvelous. It is one of the most tasty, almost sweet brews you've ever had, and it feels strong. It warms you up immediately.
Pinwin, we might have to come back here again.
We serve
I
that
can
at,
make it.
We serve that at Wolves Rest.
Yeah.
I might have to go to Wolves Rest too.
Take a tour.
Yeah. This is... I hold out the cup again.
You get it refilled.
Thank you.
As much as I care about Hirstag, I'm really wary about going to other planes of existence. Willem, you weren't there, but we went to the Twilight plane and we couldn't use any magic and we were stuck there.
Were Bella and Edward there?
We don't get this joke.
Oh, sorry. It's another plane.
And then I was in the ethereal plane and I was stuck there for a year. We have things to worry about here. I say the best bet is trying to at least see if we can reach out to Hirstag and say something to him, or if he can tell us something, and then we can figure it out somehow. But we do have other things we have to worry about, especially since our means of travel has gone right out the window.
Unless a Fae can help us.
Sure.
That pixie is still fluttering around your head.
Yeah.
Follow me, follow me, follow me.
Okay, I think they're ready for us to follow. Okay. Mom, Shadow, we'll be back. And we're gonna maybe see if we can keep this place safe and give you time to rebuild.
Okay, well, be safe, and thank you once again, Wolves, for being here. I know it looks bad, but we're a hardy bunch.
Mm-hmm.
We might even have it rebuilt by the time you get back.
That's true.
And everybody raises their glasses. To the wolves!
To the walls.
Now the balls.
Just in case we get assaulted on the way somewhere, I'm going to cast Regenerate on Gorbel. I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder.
What are you doing?
Will you shut up and just...
Put your hand on my...
You heal 9 HP now, and you're going to heal 1 every minute for the next hour.
Ooh.
Sweet.
So you get
Well,
60 more.
No, 1 at the start of each of its turns. So,
So-
every 6 seconds.
Oh, okay,
for
so...
an hour.
All right, so yeah, in a few minutes, you'll be back to full health. You just, this little flash of green just appearing around you,
It's gold.
flashy gold. Every 6 seconds. So the pixie kind of heads off through one of the holes in the walls of the village and kind of leads you guys. It's traveling a little bit fast, so you guys kind of walk a little bit faster to keep up. And as it gets about maybe 500 feet outside of the village walls itself, it turns back and winks at you again. Pinwin faces forward, and you see this normally it was just a set of just a bunch of trees, but almost as if you weren't paying attention, somehow now there's a path, a heavily canopied path right through the trees, and it looks like it's just been cut instantly. And the pixie flutters down this pathway, and that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Woo.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Oh, man.
Well, that was a fun time.
Yeah. That was rad.
A lot of fire.
Lots of fire.
A lot of fire.
Foyer.
2 BAM cards were thrown,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Damn.
Yeah.
but it was effective.
Yeah.
Super effective.
Wish you would have thrown yours first. That
I know.
saved me a lot of
I
trouble.
realized that right as you threw it. I'm like, shit, this is my village. I need to do that. And the fey creatures could probably help me. Yeah.
Well,
You get for having a hard on for being fucking Captain America.
Yeah, why are you so bammy?
Nobody was trying to save the town.
It's
You're
true.
trying to-
It's true.
You immediately tried to save the town, so I was like, all right.
he's got it covered.
Plus, they were trying to fucking murder Gorbel and Pinwin, so
Yeah.
sorry.
I did shoot first.
I mean, they were going to attack.
Yeah, it was happening either way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Time for some experience. For today's session, you will take each 6,000 experience points.
Whee!
Pinwin and Tomar, you will each get your 500 experience, or is it 200 experience?
500.
500 experience for using your BAM cards.
There we go.
Willem, for taking the initiative to try to capture rather than kill a creature, you can have an additional 100 experience points. Gorbel, for rushing into a blazing building without much of a plan, you can have 100 experience points.
How about using animate objects to use the buckets to throw water everywhere?
100 experience points.
That was funny because I
Fucking
was thinking
Fantasia
that,
and
and
that
then
shit.
you did it, and I was like,
Oh, yeah, and then
cool.
you also did that. So, being a copycat, you can have 75 experience points. No, you can have 100.
Oh. Okay.
What else do you deserve experience for?
I took the money shot like a champ.
Surviving that blast. Yeah, you can have... we'll give you 100 for that, because you probably are going to have a really bad scar, because did that take more than half of your HP?
No.
Oh.
Actually.
Okay, then never mind. You might have
It was just like a couple above.
You might have a big bruise for a while, but it'll eventually fade then.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Her cool disintegrate. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Couple
You can
of
have...
bruised
You know
kitties.
what? You can have another 100 for that.
They mushed my grapes.
And then Pinwin, for icing another one to death, you can have 50 experience points.
Got the mush butt.
What else do you guys deserve it for?
Nothing really. For me, anyway.
Well, no. You and Pinwin devised the fairy or the fey creature kind of concept. So you guys can each have 50 experience points. And then Gorbel, you can have 50 for finding a use for an old object.
Yeah, the stick.
I knew I shouldn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's why I've always hoarded.
You never know.
All right. Well, I think now it's time to vote for tonight's MVPC. Cool. So you will be voting for tonight's most valuable player character, and you will hold up your finger indicating which person at the table is the one that you want to vote for. So Willem is 1, Tomar is 2, Pinwin is 3, and Michaela is 4.
Michaela.
Gorbel is 4. Sorry.
Man, you're on a roll today.
I know. I had so little sleep.
Me too.
You got the mush brain.
I got the mush butt brain. All right. So on the count of 3, please vote for the person that you deem.
Can we count to 6?
No.
Ugh.
1, 2, 3.
So wait, is he? What are?
Really?
What are you?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just hold up your own finger. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
You're 3.
okay.
All right. So we've got 1 vote for Pinwin, 1 vote for Tomar, and 2 votes for Gorbel.
Why?
Gorbel, why'd you vote for Pinwin? Why did you vote for Pinwin? I think I'm having a stroke.
The fey creature shit was wild, and it totally saved my ass. So definitely the most valuable person to me. Also, Pinwin is the only person who can communicate with that monster that Willem insists on keeping. So very useful.
Very nice. Pinwin, why'd you vote for Tomar?
Because he immediately went to watering the fires, and that was really awesome because then I could focus on the dragons and then eventually help. But he definitely did a lot of help there, and that's important to Pinwin.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, how much more percentage of Shade Home would be destroyed?
Much more.
Okay.
If you had just gone into battle and let the place burn. But I'll be honest, not the person I thought was going to be the first one to go run to rescue the fire. Tomar, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
Because as dumb as she is sometimes, she's like a hero, and
yeah.
without thinking about how stupid it was, she just ran in and tried to save them. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Not what I would have done, but definitely.
Well, it's not what I would have done either had I thought about it.
It was heroic, though, so sure.
Nice.
I liked that.
Willem, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
That's pretty much it. Nail on the head. Just running headlong into danger, trying to do the hero shit. And then, of course, even though it's at odds with me and my character, trying to immediately kill the Hell Dragon. Like,
Walking up, just
ready to just end it. And it's
stretching these shattering fingers.
Yeah, it's
or,
like,
sorry.
no.
Okay, so I guess that means tonight's MVPC is Gorbel Icetower. Take your 500 experience points.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Yeah.
Ho,
and
ho,
a happy new year, you filthy animal.
Keep the XP.
Easy.
Sorry guys, I got out of hand.
Wow. Very un-Christmassy.
Very good Christmas to us all. Well, I think that's it for tonight's episode. Thank you everyone for listening. Please remember to visit our social media and definitely check out our Patreon and check out the tiers we can offer. Yes, Gorbel.
And in the spirit of Christmas and this episode, keep your real trees watered, or the same thing will happen to them.
That's a top tip.
Or just get fake ones.
That's how I tied Christmas into this episode.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you
Fires.
for that.
Fire super fig tree.
Hopefully they weren't having Christmas in Jade Home because all of their presents erupted in flames. I knew I should open it early.
Merry
Lindsey?
Christmas to us all.
Did you just walk away?
Lindsey.
Oh,
is
I thought you were just
no
like, I'm
more.
done.
Running profusely.
That's okay.
We're going to go fill up on some nog.
Nice.
Nice.
Probably won't be nog there, but hopefully there is.
So, yeah, thanks for listening. And check out, like I said, check out our Patreon. Check out the tiers we have. We have some awesome things that we can basically deliver for you if you decide you'd like to donate and support us, because this is what we love to do. And we've consistently banged out an episode every week for a year. So we were doing 2 a year or a week. So, guys, we're insane. Please help us pay for the long-term damage. But yeah, check out our Patreon, check out all of our social media, and
Patreon's probably going to get a little cooler here soon. We're talking about exploring other things.
yeah, so you'll want to be there before everybody gets there.
You want to be in the end. You want to be in the know.
Yeah,
You want to be part
before
of
it
the
was
club.
cool. But thanks.
Get in while it's lame.
Get in while it doesn't even fucking exist. Ground level shit.
But yeah, as always, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. Have I'll shout out Chad Pieper because he's been rocking the intro song for this year. Adrian Von Ziegler, who's been doing our beautiful background music. Thanks once more. One big, huge happy holidays to all of you listeners, and a happy new year. And we will see you in January 2020. Ooh. That's it for us, though. I am your host and DM, Seth. And this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Is it Fat Squirrel?
Yeah.
He's so fat.
He's climbing the tree. Oh, he's huge.
I can't believe he's just hung out here
He's
for
a
days.
fucking monster.
He might be able to fight Luna.
I really think he could. You're going to come back and it's going to be
Luna's
eating
gonna-
Luna's food. You have a new pet.
He's got like a stick that he's like attached 10 acorns to each side, and he's just like.
I thought you were going to say he's got him in a bag and he's like.
No, he found a bunch of nails that he has in a bag.
What's funny too is he's always alone. He's not with like the squirrel gang that normally comes around.
He ate them.
Probably.
Human Let us eat you for your power.
Billy, I took a pink die.
From the pie?
From the pie.
Using the pie, yo.
The pie die?
So have
The
you
die
literally just never been rolling your D20 anymore? Like you don't trust it?
I haven't rolled it the last couple sessions because it's done me dirty. And it hurts. It's too heavy and
hurts
sharp.
You?
Yeah, when I roll it around, I'm just like, ouch, ouch.
Pointy.
And it's very loud on the table, so
Oh no.
that's much quieter.
It's in all italics, too.
What does that mean?
So it was a Reddit post.
What does that mean on the internet?
On the Radiohead subreddit.
Oh,
Because it was a Radiohead tattoo.
sure.
Whatever.
And
So-
she has a thong partially visible.
Yes.
I was assuming the tattoo was going to be like in the thong zone, and I was
yeah,
like,
that's what I thought too.
Nope.
I was thinking
Nope.
like
tattoos on
side
her arm,
piece or something.
and you can kind of see that she's wearing a thong in the picture.
that seems unnecessary. But who am I?
Here we go. Ready?
Who am I?
I'm so upset by this. Jaw drops to floor, eyes pop out of sockets, accompanied by trumpets, heartbeats out of chest, awooga sound effect, pulls chain on train whistle that has appeared next to head as steam blows out, slams fists on table, rattling any plates, bowls, or silverware, whistles loudly, fireworks shoot from top of head, pants loudly as tongue hangs out of mouth, wipes comically large bead of sweat from forehead, clears throat, straightening tie, combs hair. You look very lovely.
Wow. So he like recapped that whole sequence from The Mask.
Yeah. Yes. And if
So they're like married now, right?
The next comment. This is the saddest shit.
if it was now, if this was posted in response to somebody else's, I could think that was satire. But if this was a parent comment, that is cringy as fuck.
Yeah, it currently is sitting at -51.
are we gonna make it -52?
I already downvoted it.
Okay.
I downvoted it immediately. And then somebody else, please fucking tell me you're joking.
Yes, I am.
Just
joking.
say yes, man. Or just go back and edit it and like put satire in there.
Or at the beginning of it, in before.
I just saw that and I was just like, oh no.
The world can be saved.
La, la, la,
But Billy has lost a little faith today.
Boner juice.
Shake your ass! Watch yourself! Shake your ass! Let me see that thumb.
Oh, a mashup.
Medley. Okay.
Yeah. Why isn't that a thing?
What was the mashup we were talking about the other day? And I was like, this needs to happen. Or was it you and me? I feel like everything's you and me, so.
We have that conversation a lot.
Yeah.
Conway Twitty and Starland Vocal Band.
Yeah.
That was like, who was it? In high school. It doesn't matter if you don't know who this is, because what he did was he got an old coat on, and he put a newsboy's cap on, and he started walking. He put these high water pants on, and he started walking like he was an old man, and he stuck his jaw out, and he was smacking his lips a lot, and he looked kind of like an old man, and he walked in, got beer, paid for it, and left, just acting like an old ass man. My hero.
Is there an equivalent to Christmas in Argaria?
Yeah, there is. Let me pull this up.
Chunchmas.
It is now.
They throw chunch at each other. Chunch balls.
No, everybody just lifts their shirt up and shows each other their chunch.
Chunchmas.
Touch them together.
Yeah. Like all the Who's in Whoville, but with bellies, and they all stand in a circle.
They wear onesies but cut out
It
the
sounds
chunch.
like
Yeah. And they glow when they touch. It's like a ritual. Yeah.
every
Gross.
time they touch.
Yeah.
My belly's glowy.
Yeah. No.
My password.
Yeah.
That one.
Love that song.
That's a good one.
I've only had this 2 or 3 days, and it's already moved from my chest to my nose.
Blech.
Yeah, and I always
Till the
lose my
snot
voice.
drips down my clothes.
pussy and my toes.
What's
Glad
that though?
we both went there. Yeah.
What sucks though is that I always sound way worse than I actually feel, and that's where I'm at right now. I just lose my voice
I
super
want to
fast.
lick you from your chest to your nose. It's like, what?
And I want to see the place where
It's
it
a
blows.
Oh.
You know, I did that when I went to the theaters and saw 13 going on 30, and that's all I remember about that theater visit.
You went to theater to see 13 going on 30?
It was with a small group from my youth group. Yes, I did.
Nice. Awesome.
Our youth group went to see Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, that was fun.
They had a screening of that at my church. I did not attend.
It's a pretty metal ass movie.
Yeah, it really fucking is, dude.
Like, whoa, shit, they're kicking his ass.
Whoop his ass!
That fucking scene of like the weird hooded person holding the crazy weird baby that's like smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, that image alone is worth the entire fucking movie. I'm just like, oh, that's so good because it represents Satan, but it's just like, oh my,
Or Voldemort.
or Voldemort, yeah. I don't know, but it's so haunting.
Yeah, if you're out
it's one of my
there
favorite images.
and
in a
you
movie.
haven't seen Passion of the Christ because you think it's like one of those like Hallmark
no.
Jesus movies, go watch that shit because it's fucking metal as hell.
It is so gory.
They are whooping the shit out of somebody. Like you're like, oh damn, jeez, Jesus.
Jesus.
And I'm not into religion or anything. But I'm watching that, I'm like, oh shit, they're fucking kicking his ass.
Yeah, man. It's fucking nuts. And Jim Caviezel, while they're filming it, got struck by lightning twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jim Caviezel got struck by lightning, and then other crew members were also struck by lightning while filming Passion of the Christ.
Well, they were
Were
filming
they
it.
in a lightning storm?
They were on a mountaintop when that happened. It was
Yeah.
like when they're setting up for the cross scene.
Yeah.
And so obviously you're gonna be closer to a chance of getting struck by
Jesus.
lightning the higher.
You're gonna be closer to real Jesus. He's just like raining down
hey,
lightning bolts.
that's not how I did my hair.
This is grossly inaccurate.
It was just Thor pissed off. Make a movie about me. And then they did.
And now he's happy.